It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day. And today we are in Chula Vista on an installation that was put in almost a year ago. Now, this is West Chula Vista. This is west of the 805. You can probably hear the wind. This property, when I first came here last year, I was like, yes, because westerly breezes all the time, keeps it nice and cool. And you can see how the plants have absolutely thrived. So what we had here was a giant old, I believe it was a citrus tree that was literally eating the house, and a lawn that hadn't been watered in about 15 years. So it was one of those yards, and Jane had watched my videos and finally dropped the hammer and said, yes, come do it. So her husband laid in this beautiful flagstone walk path. They redid their entry with a beautiful scalloped kind of fleur-de-lis black ironwork, which has really framed out this garden beautifully. Now, this is a pretty classic front yard in Southern California. It's basically a big square. So we have kind of a rectangle here, kind of a square here. So the first thing that we did was mound the heck out of this. Then we threw in some beautiful boulders. We got honey quartz, Baja Red, and Napa Canyon going in here. Stunning boulders, lots and lots of rock. Then I staged my wow plants. That would be the Aleuaudia procera, the Dazzlerian, the Bacarnia recurvata, the aloe, Bainesii, podocarpus, and this gorgeous piece of driftwood from Driftwood Larry. Those are the plants, that I really wanted to take center stage. Also on the other side, we have an aloe ferox and an aloe, popcorn aloe, that give that side some weight and just kind of balance the garden. We've also got, God, we have so much stuff in here. We have our Mediopicta alba, our agave. So these plants are all, pretty medium sized in terms of their growth potential, with the exception of the aloe. I want this to turn into a tree. Bring it. And the Aleuaudia procera, will get very, very tall, but we don't have any wires or any issues above, so that's totally okay too. After I got all of my foundation plants in, I started weaving in my tapestries. Jane wanted a tapestry. I'm going to have Greg go around to the other side over on the driveway and really give you a chance to see how beautifully the tapestry has knit together. Look at all of the colors and the textures. Jane has done a spectacular job of maintaining this property throughout the year, doing her deadheading, taking pieces off of things, moving them around. But all in all, this is as I planted it, and I couldn't be happier with how it looks. Now, I was telling Jane that probably next spring I'll want to come in with a whip and a chair and go after some of the cotyledons that are getting, really big, and some of the crassulas. And I think over time, this garden will most likely turn into more of a specimen garden. But for as long as she's willing, and as long as we can maintain this tight mosaic of a tapestry, we're going to do it, because it's just absolutely gorgeous. You will also note that I carved pathways into the installation. I talk to you about this all the time, about making sure that you give people the opportunity to walk in and through your garden spaces so that they can get into it and experience it and see it. An actual problem area was back here. This is a xeriscape, and I planted some cactus and some euphorbia that aren't going to require any water. And this was pretty dead. I mean, there wasn't really anything growing back here, so we just threw down the flagstones, and Jane has had a real problem with weeds. So today we came in and pulled up all the stones, laid black fabric, and put the stones back down. So hopefully that will give her a break from all of the weeds. I told her that I would also come as needed to do any weeding that's necessary moving forward, because I want her to enjoy her garden space. So have fun looking at the installation, the grand reveal, which we're going to link to this video so you can see just how magnificently this garden has grown in over the last 10 or 11 months. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, reporting in Chula Vista with your succulent tip of the day.